Hi there, and welcome to Blue Ocean English, the channel that helps you to feel in English. This is my first video, so let me introduce myself. My name's Steve, I'm from near London, and I've been an English teacher for 24 years, 25,000 hours in classrooms. I started this channel because I believe I have the answer to your question. What question, you might be thinking?
It's the question that brought you here.
Blue Ocean English is here to show you that there is a way to feel happy when you speak English. A simple way for you to feel good about speaking English, where all you need is time and lots of motivation. A way without books or courses, teachers or pens. I always say to my students, pens don't speak. I'm going to make hundreds of videos to help you with exam preparation, business English, general English, grammar, vocabulary, travel, culture, and much more. And hopefully you'll enjoy some of my pictures too. But more about all that later. Now we're here to begin a series of videos about mixing the tenses using chess. Let's begin. The first big problem I want to help you with is mixing the tenses together. Maybe 95% of my students can use the tenses quite well individually on their own, but they can't mix them. They can't use 2 or 3 different tenses in one sentence or one phrase. And this is a big problem for you because native speakers change tenses a lot. When we're talking, it's completely normal to change 2-3 times in one sentence, one phrase. And so if we do it and you can't follow, then this is a problem for listening and for speaking. I want to use chess and I want to show you how to feel the difference between the tenses. All the words or phrases I use for the tenses, for example the past simple or the future, will be chess words and chess phrases. Oh, and by the way, if you watch until the end, I'll show you my Van Gogh and how to practice speaking English in your world. Oh, what now? Oh, okay. I have to read this warning before we continue. These chess videos are not grammar lessons about the tenses in English, and they are not for beginners, so you should be really A2 level and above. Yes, I will show you all the grammar, but learning the tenses is not the focus of these chess videos. The focus of these videos is to understand each tense better and mix them together. So today we're going to look at the present simple and the present continuous, and after that we will use them both together. In English, we use the present simple to talk about facts, rules, or things that don't normally change, and things that are true or routines that we have. So, for example, you can follow these phrases. England is a small country. I live in England. I am English. I am an English teacher. You are not an English teacher. Matteo is my friend. He is not English. Matteo is Italian. He loves philosophy. He lives in Milan. He doesn't live in Rome. I am a native English speaker. I also speak French and Italian. I sometimes speak Italian. Matteo speaks English and German. Matteo doesn't speak French. He often speaks English. I don't speak German. He, she, and it. Now let's focus for a minute on Matteo. He. Does Matteo play chess? He hardly ever plays chess. He doesn't know the rules. He wants to learn. Plays, doesn't know, wants. So it's important to understand this is the only change that happens in this tense. All the other forms, the verb doesn't change. For example, do you play chess? No change. Yes, I often play chess. We don't play chess at work. They always choose white. So it's just the infinitive, no change. Now I can teach you a great phrase in English. Using he, she and it in the present simple is what we would call in English an elephant in the room. So an elephant in the room is a very big problem that people in the room have, but they don't want to talk about it. They all know the problem is there, and the problem is a big one, but they will not talk about it. After more than 20 years in the classroom, I can tell you that this problem, he, she and it, and the mistakes that come with these in the present simple, It's easily the most common mistake that students make. Even students that are C1 level or above, they're still making this mistake. And my experience tells me that if you're going to try to become a high-level English speaker, then using he, she and it will become your biggest problem. Maybe it already is your biggest problem. Maybe you already have an elephant in the room. But don't worry, it's my world here, so I have something that always makes an elephant leave the room. Let's be clear for he, she and it. He and she are only used for people. Yes, maybe your pet can be a he or a she, but really it's just for humans. So that means that everything not human in the universe, including the universe itself, is an it. So every colour you see is an it. Every chess piece is an it. Every galaxy, every stone is an it. The painting, the clock, the sky, the stars, anything and everything is it. So we can say, does Matteo play chess? He doesn't often play chess. He sometimes plays football. He likes philosophy. He doesn't like spicy food. And then for everything in the universe that is not a person, so for example, if we think about a chess game on your computer, we say, the computer, does it have a chess game? Yes, it has a nice chess game. I normally play it, the game, I normally play it after work. Or it doesn't have a football game. In the last 24 years, I can tell you, this is the real elephant in the room for most of you. I know thousands of students who have a problem to even think of one example of a phrase using the present simple with it. It's not natural for many of you. And here's the important part. It is things like this with a question or, for example, she don't like tennis, that give you your fear of speaking, and it becomes why you don't like speaking English. So to ask in a very English way, how about kicking out the elephant? So let's just see one last example with it. We can use the Van Gogh here with the verb to be. So as always, question, positive, negative. Is it the picture? Is it a Van Gogh? Yes, it's a Van Gogh painting. I love it. But it's not the original, it's my copy. We'll move on, but remember, you should speak more using he, she and it. Practice more. Everything is it, and it waits for you. Only then will the elephant leave the room. Time words. If you really want to understand the tenses in English, it's about feeling time. All the tenses are about time. If you want to know which tense is correct for a phrase, the important thing to know is what time is it. Time words will help you to understand all the different tenses and use them together. In this series on tenses, we'll talk a lot about time words. If you search online, you can look for adverbs of frequency. For the present simple, the time words or the adverbs of frequency are, for example, always, sometimes, never. You can see, I'm sure you've seen many times before. So I always sit on the grass. The elephant is often noisy. And the most important word that we will use a lot here is normally. So things that are normal for you, we use the present simple. Your job, where you live, what you like or what you don't like, what you watch on YouTube, the routines in your life, things that don't normally change. This is when we use the present simple. Let's use the present simple to understand facts about chess and chess pieces. The first piece is called a rook. It's a rook. A lot of people call it a castle, but the correct name in English is rook. When you start the game, you have two rooks. How does it move? It moves horizontally and vertically. It can move more than one square, so it can move 5 squares or it can move 3 squares on the board. It doesn't move diagonally. The next piece is a knight. When you start the game, you have 2 knights. How does it move? It moves 1 and then 2, or 2 and then 1. So forward or backward or sideways, but always a combination of 1 and 2 squares or 2 and 1 square. So like an L shaped. It is the only piece on the board that can jump. so it doesn't get blocked by pieces. It can jump over pieces. It doesn't move diagonally. The next piece, it is a bishop. This piece is a bishop. When you start the game, you have 2 bishops. How does it move? It moves diagonally. It doesn't move horizontally or vertically. The next piece is the queen. When you start the game, you have 1 queen. It is the best piece. How does it move? It moves vertically, horizontally, and diagonally. So you can think of the queen like a rook and a bishop put together. This is the king. When you start the game, you have 1 king. It is the most important piece. How does it move? It moves 1 square only. Forward, back, diagonally, horizontally, in any direction, but only 1 square. And finally, this is a pawn. When you start the game, you have 8 pawns. How does it move? It moves forward only 1 square. The first time you move a pawn, you can move it forward 2 squares. It takes diagonally. It doesn't take a piece moving forward. In all of these lessons with chess, we're going to try to use just a few verbs. So I've chosen 8 verbs, and I'll just give you an example with each. Play. Sometimes I play chess at Stonehenge. Win. You win if you stop the king. Lose. You lose if your king is stopped. Start. The player with the white pieces starts the game. Move. Move a pawn or a knight first. Take. I don't always take every piece I can. Finish. Often the game finishes as a draw. And we don't use plastic pieces. Okay, so we're going to change things now and head towards the Van Gogh. And just to summarize, here we've looked at the present simple to understand facts about chess and chess pieces, and we've looked at he, she and it and how you need to practice much more. The positive, the negative, the question, change, and practice. Now we will look at the present continuous. We use the present continuous to talk about a period of time, like all tenses. That period can be now or the future. Let's very quickly look at some examples of the present continuous. So now I'm wearing a brown t-shirt. The Milky Way is moving. I am not walking. Are you listening? Later we are going to visit the Van Gogh cafe. Okay, let's use the present continuous now with chess. Now I am moving my pawn forward. Matteo is not moving. Now Matteo is taking my bishop. He is not taking my queen. Is Matteo winning again? Yes, he is winning. I am not winning. And with the future, I think Matteo is going to win this game. He's not going to lose any games today. He's playing well now. And finally, we're going to mix these 2 tenses together, the present continuous and the present simple. So let's remember the time words. For the present simple, we use normally, and for the present continuous, we use now. So normally and now. So let's try. Normally, I play chess at the weekend. Now, I am playing chess. Normally, Matteo loses. Now, Matteo is winning. Normally, he doesn't win much. Now, he is not losing any games. Normally, I use my bishops a lot. Now, I'm using my knights. Normally, Matteo takes a lot of pawns. Now, he is not doing that. And you can also use normally and tomorrow. So normally, do you play chess every day? Are you playing chess tomorrow? So you can see that using the time words normally and then tomorrow or now will help you to think and understand the changes, why you're changing. And don't forget, don't just use I, and the positive form. Try the negative, the question, he, she, it, any. Okay, so far we have looked at the present simple and the present continuous. And then we looked at mixing them together. Now we're going to go to the Van Gogh cafe and I will show you my idea to help you speak more and feel English. So you made it through. Welcome to the world of Vincent van Gogh. Let's begin with the present simple and some facts. some things that are true and don't change. There are many interesting facts about Vincent van Gogh. Fact 1. You think this is a Van Gogh painting, but in fact, it is not a Van Gogh painting. This is my painting. This is a Stephen Cowie. I painted this one. Hopefully the only difference you can see is the street sign I put up. Fact 2. This is the fact I like the most. Vincent van Gogh's birthday is the 30th of March. The reason I like this fact so much is that my birthday is also the 30th of March. So we both share a birthday at Easter. Fact 3. It takes a long time to copy a Van Gogh like this. Learning to copy this painting is like learning to mix all the tenses when you speak in English. It takes a lot of time, but when it's done, it's good for your job and you can enjoy it. So welcome to my painting. I hope you like it. We will visit this cafe a lot in my videos, so I hope the chairs are comfortable. Hi there. Could I have an espresso, please? Now I'm going to explain my simple idea to help you practice all this, and we can try some examples together. It's a simple idea to help you speak fantastic English in your world, and if you do this in your world, in your daily life, it will change how you speak English forever. This is my place, but you don't need to copy a Van Gogh to do this. Your place can also be sitting in a cafe where you live, a park or a restaurant that you like, or maybe just walking down the street to the shops. Use the things and the people you see every day to give you ideas for phrases to say in English. Go to your places in your world and get ideas to describe that world. The people you meet, the cars you see, the houses, the shops, the weather, the trees, anything you see. Learn to talk about these things. Use English in your world and learn to feel what it's like to be English and sit in a cafe or on the bus. Feel what it's like to be me, to sit in a cafe and ask yourself questions about the world you see around you. Understand what it's like to be somewhere and say English phrases. Feel English. Learn to feel English in your world and not from a book. When you learn to feel English in this way, it's very hard to forget it, which will be fantastic when you have that important meeting or an interview or an exam, because you know what it feels like to talk about anything in English, all the things that you can see. Also, speaking this way, you can practice a lot with he, she and it and they, not just I all the time. When you learn to feel in English like this, it's much easier to remember that feeling later, and you won't forget the feeling when you have something important like a meeting or an exam. And this is fantastic practice, not just because you are practicing speaking, but also you're learning to create phrases in English from any situation, from anything that you see, from many different things, all the time changing. And this is the real world. When you are in a meeting or on holiday and you're having a conversation, everything is changing all the time. And if you learn to practice in this way, you will learn to create phrases in any situation about anything. And the real world is chaos. You don't know what will happen, you can't prepare. When you learn English, you learn with a book and a teacher and a pen, and you are prepared. So here, you're making phrases, you're learning to create phrases in the chaos of the real world, where you don't know what will happen, where you don't know who you will see, where you don't know what you will see. I will show you what I mean with the people and the things in this painting that we can see in my world. If you imagine you are sitting in a cafe where you live and you can see these things, you can practice these phrases to yourself for the present simple. Things that you can see, or things that you feel, things that you like or don't like. So I like tea, I don't like coffee. I see a woman with a white hat. I don't see a woman with a green hat. I feel happy in this cafe. I don't feel cold tonight. Let's think about the waiter. Is he old? No, he's not old. He is young. Does he speak German? No, he doesn't speak German. He speaks French. Does he live in the town? Yes, he lives in the town. He doesn't live in Paris. And let's try some with the word normally. So normally I drink coffee in this cafe. Normally the women drink tea. Normally it costs €4 for a beer. It doesn't cost €10 for a beer. They make great cocktails. They don't make great cocktails. The cafe opens at 6 a.m. It closes at 9 p.m. It is open all day. It doesn't close. The women here, why are they here? Are they here to meet a friend? No, they're not here to meet a friend. Or yes, they're here to meet a friend. Or the woman in red, is she here to meet her sister? No, she is not here to meet her sister. She is here to buy bread. Let's think about the man standing over there. Does he work here? Yes, I think he works here every evening. Or no, he doesn't work here. He works at the cinema. So you can see how I'm just using the ideas from the things I can see to practice the phrases I need, the grammar I need to practice. You could think about the lights, the colours. How many people at the cafe? Do you know anyone at the cafe? Is the horse big or small? What colour is the horse? Is there a hotel above the cafe? Or what is it above the cafe? You can describe what you can see. Is the cafe expensive? Is it interesting? Is it busy? Is it nice? And you can think about the people. So, does she normally wear a hat? Yes, she normally wears a hat. No, she doesn't normally wear a hat. Does he always wear a suit? Yes, he always wears a suit. Or no, he doesn't always wear a suit. And now the present continuous. What are they drinking? Are they drinking coffee? Yes, they're drinking coffee. Or no, they're not drinking coffee, they're drinking hot chocolate. Is he riding his bike? No, he's not riding his bike. What language are they speaking now? Are they speaking French? Now stop the video and spend some time thinking of your examples for phrases using the painting. Okay, fantastic. And now we get to mix. So now we're going to use what we can see with the present simple and the present continuous together. Normally and now. Normally she works at night. Now she's not working. Normally he wears blue trousers. Now he's wearing a black suit. Normally they play tennis on Tuesdays. Tomorrow they are not playing tennis. Normally the cafe is busy at night. Now it is getting busy. Normally it is hot. Now it's not raining. So again, stop the video and try to think of some examples with normally and now. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Keep trying and don't forget to use the time words and full sentences. Use the verbs, not the short forms, and practice, practice, practice. When I tell students this idea, many people have the same comment. They say, Steve, but who's going to correct me? And I say to them, but your problem is not speaking badly. Your problem is not speaking. So first, let's solve the real problem. The elephant in the room, I could say. The real problem is you don't speak. Not that you speak badly, but you don't speak. So this idea solves the big problem, and we can teach you to correct yourself in a later video. That's the end of this part. We've seen how we can use the present continuous to talk about now or the future, and we've mixed the tenses together, normally and now, with the positive, the negative, the question, any. Another typical English summer day. Just before I go, it's just me doing everything here at Blue Ocean English. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to see more, please don't forget to leave a comment. Maybe you have an idea for a video or a nice background picture that you'd like to see, or share this video with a friend. The best way for you to say thank you is to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and check out my merchandise, all the nice things you can buy, t-shirts, hats. You can also check out our great books on Amazon. There's 3 phrasal verb books, An Ocean of English phrasal verbs, each book with 200 examples, a lovely picture, and 3 clear examples of how we use each phrase. And then 3 books for idioms. They're called An Ocean of English Idioms. Also 3 books with 600 idioms, 200 in each book, all with a picture 3 clear examples of how we use each idiom. Thank you very much for watching, and wherever you are, try to feel English today.